Peace and blessings, family. Sister Ajali. There are agents wilding out up here. I don't know, but I've been watching their patterns for a very long time on social media, and I've been privy to them coming at me directly because of the enormity of what I'm sharing in terms of Fukushima radiation and being the only one black person on the earth giving the detailed schematics of the carnage that we are now all seeing, so much so that every single authority that can is trying to come up with all kinds of reasons for what I explained, oh my goodness, almost like within days after Fukushima started happening, all of the different catastrophic devastation and causes to the body that then they categorize in a particular disorder. And there's like almost 3,000 different autoimmune dysfunctions that radiation causes, not just cancer, but it all goes in line with an upswing. And but that's not what I'm here to discuss, even though it's real easy. The agents are just going wild, 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 wild. So I'm not going to accuse any particular persons of being that, but some of the patterns that I've noticed is they'll just veer off on completely nonsensical emotional tirades where they expect you to support Diddy. I'm not going to support any vicious human being who managed to get his fame, not especially with Diddy, not based on talent. And that even still, even if you're talented, if you are doing the work of the evildoers, I ain't on your side, right? But with Diddy, there's so much vile stuff coming up, and I'm sure we've only heard just a small sampling of it, because every single despicable thing that we see white people doing, I'm sure they have an exact copy of that depravity, almost, in a black person doing it, and they're working on it. I'm thinking of what they're trying to push as bestiality and their spelling of it, but it's bestiality. It's nasty. It's disgusting. I'm thinking about the, minor addicted persons, this new acronym they came up for, something that, oh my goodness, I don't recommend violence of any sort, but when I see such persons who traumatize a brand new life with something so destructive, I am horrified to my core. I would never personally hurt anybody unless they were attacking me, and definitively I could prove it in a court of law, one hopefully that we can respect, right? But I'm just saying, I don't promote violence, I don't recommend it, but when I see these pedos just, in prison or wherever they are, being hurt in any regard whatsoever, I'm sorry, I don't feel sorry. I'm not sorry, I don't feel sorry. You know what I'm saying, but I'm just like, oh well, right? It's not because I'm hard and I'm cold. That's simply because I'm like, you are a destroyer. You are a destroyer of future generations. Who knows if the persons who were so vilely violated can ever recover to live a healthy, because life is tough enough. You need to be in your present mind and stable in order to make it through the vicissitudes of just day-to-day difficulties. And then you got that in your soul from when you're a child. There's no way you could just block that out, reason that out. You're not at that stage of reason. And so for anybody to try to present Diddy as like, oh, we're supposed to support him, like they got these friggin' Boule, Soro, Greek fraternity folks up there. like hugging and kissing Diddy. I don't give a damn if Diddy made one video where he was like, oh, I'm trying to support separation. Screw you, dude. I don't want to separate with you. How could I ever trust somebody as despicable as that? That's someone who they're just going to turn on you. Like that one person turned on the Honorable Messiah Marcus Garvey. Okay? It only took one to sell him out. And so I'm with Baba Steve Coakley. If you can thwart what Baba Steve Coakley brought to us, which was just the scathing details about the Boule and the Soros and all the rest of that, that would be something. But he said, I am not down for unity just for the sake of some get-together. Right? It makes absolutely no sense. So when the operatives are saying stuff that's just like, what? In a family, you're going to have differences of opinion, but you want servants. That's what you want. You just want people to co-sign what you do because they're like desperate for what? Companionship with a bunch of losers, a bunch of sellouts? That ain't companionship. That sounds just pitiful. But that sounds like what you want. You just want people to do what you say. And then if they don't, you're going to have a hissy fit? You're going to have a hissy fit. Over that? Stop. Right? That makes no wise sense. I don't care what age you are. And at no time in my life, I'm talking to one particular one, did I ever say I know everything. On the constant. People will put comments when YouTube allows it. And then I just have a conversation back and forth. So the fact that, when these people, these operatives, just lose a gasket, they're not really having a conversation. They want to start a beef. They want to start a roast of some sort. Right? But it makes no logical sense if you're actually about building us. You're going to take in as a factor all the varieties of human behavior. So you understand, you're not meant to be a dictator up here, but hopefully you're moral. Hopefully you know there's all kinds of black people. This whole idea that we all have to be perfect in order to warrant just simply being independent and sovereign to ourselves, that is nonsensical. So now we have to just follow your dictates? That's also nonsensical because it's setting us up with lies, with, gaslighting, heavy gaslighting, and so that we'll just accept the gender war, lunacy, which is just going to lead to our complete and total eradication. The nonsense that, black women, you're more successful with a white man. No, you are eliminated from existence with a white man. Right? And then you got this, like magical kind of way of rhetoric going on out there. I've never really liked that whole concept of black girl magic. It kind of like there's different things that will just sort of lean on the whole just, witchery type of mindset. When you go on over to Netflix, and mostly I don't, that's all it is. It's just demonism. You want to get away from that kind of mindset as much as possible. And I would definitely say supporting anybody who's doing evil and wrong. I don't give a damn if one day 15 years ago they said something that made a lot of sense. Everything else is. See, I know I'm saying that we're never going to be perfect as a people, and they put that standard on us, which we're susceptible to because we have such a nature of wanting to do the right thing. And then we'll look at each other, and because we want the respect of the world, we'll feel embarrassed enough to be angry. Like, why don't these black people be perfect? But Diddy's a whole nother level of depravity. There are rules to the perpetuation of our people beyond our own minuscule individual selves. There are things that must be done, and Allah is the best arbiter of what is going to keep us perpetuating one another forever. No one else has that capability. So there are standards. Depravity, as Diddy has been like, I mean, can you slather him with more like running goat signs all over the daggone place when he's first arrested? And now I see his children doing the same daggone thing too. Because, you know, what household, what influence were they raised with? No, that is not going to be allowed. And when you look through the holy texts, there were all sorts of Israelites who, I'm sorry, they didn't make it. All right? That would be my best assessment. They ain't make it. And we know that book is about black us. And so when they were taken out, they were black. It wasn't all just the white people. I'm not saying anything he says is the principality that you're beholden to. Which principality is Diddy beholden to? And then when I see someone coming in and they're supporting them and they get angry at people because they don't support them, same way you got agents out here getting angry at black people, trying to make it seem like it's a gender war between black men and black women, when both sides of our people, both sexes, don't like Kamala. But they only talk about the brothers. There's plenty of black women out here who don't like Kamala. I'm glad the brothers don't either. Maybe there might be a couple extra black female agents out there, because black women and all women of all races, it is in the nature of womanhood to look for the champion based on the parameters that the macro society tells us this is a measure of success. That's just human nature. And so women are going to be prone to believe the materialistic underbearings of white society, which they are so greedy. Oh my God. Look at what they've made this whole planet into, because they refuse to simply settle for a nice little home rather than having a McMansion. Okay? They're freaking killing the whole ocean with radiation and hiding it all. And so women are more vulnerable in that way. I'm not mad at us. We simply need to get everything back in order so we can perpetuate ourselves on to the next 100,000 generations. That is not in supporting lunatics. All right, I'm editing this in. I also said something about minor addicted persons as minor attracted persons. As they say, they've been inventing all kinds of terms that are just nonsensical. Like the agents, they'll come in with the nonsensical rhetoric. And so they also have cisgender. That's a cis, that's a tumor. You can't be the tumor if you are the source. Unless you agents can build a new heaven and a new earth, then I'm sorry, but you ain't getting me beyond this. And I also include the Bible. Okay? I'm just saying, I'm not trying to proselytize up here. I'm just trying to say the facts. This is not myth. This is science. Right? Unless you can build a new heaven and earth, then you ain't got me. And you would have to build it righteously, like the Most High does, where sanity, he's the only one who's protecting it for real, because we as humans, we're all flawed. I'm flawed. I don't mind saying that. I don't need you to be all like on board with me. I know the science is going to let you know what's going on, but are you going to be capable of hearing it? I really pray that you are, because there's a lot of folks going now, and I don't wish that for you. Goodness gracious, no. But, wow, what you signed up for, and I'm talking about all the agents, you best find out all them remedies, because you are going to want to stay alive long enough to figure out how to get that radiation out of your body. I'm just saying, I again emphasize, my whole demeanor up here is not as somebody who's trying to be a dictator who knows everything. You're going to find out what I know, what I don't know, and the science of it. That's incontrovertible. The morality of it, that's incontrovertible according to the Most High. And he invented the science. So what he says about it, you best bow down. Right? So I'm just saying that as far as the agents, be careful out here, because they are lying up a fit. Oh my goodness, are they lying up a fit? Because they've been given their marching orders. The soulless satanic elites, they know they're behind the 8 ball. That whole pool game is just a metaphor for what they always had planned for us. Black us. Beautiful black us. Don't believe it? Don't follow it. It's always mercy, even for you agents. Right? It's a good thing I'm not the Most High. No, I don't know. I could never imagine being such a mighty entity. That's why I am so blessed that he allows each one of us to be judged on our own individual merits and to bow down so that we may rely upon him. You can do that too. All right? All right. I just had to share this. Now I'll take another week off, and I'll see you in that time while I am busy writing. And I humbly request that you go to 25000yearcycle.org and avail yourself of all the healing products that we have there. All of Dr. Sheet's formulas, his knowledge, his lists of what you can eat, what you can't eat, and all of my products under Ajali Shabazz, including my silk care, the soap, and my books. There are people out here working for us, and we will never stop. Straight black pride, and we are out of hell. Love you. Peace and blessings.